Makia, it's your brother Malcolm coming at you with another installation of truth. All right. I'd like to first and foremost give all thanks, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bashem Shai, double honors unto the apostles of GMS, the true elders of all Israel on earth today. And salutations to all you Akim out there that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking your lives and freedom to do so. All right. To you, brothers, I say shalom. Not quite sure what this is going to be named yet. Well, you know what? It's probably going to be called something to the effect that the party's over, man, because recompense is coming. And this system is failing. It's at war with itself. The nation of Edom is a house totally divided worldwide, and they're against each other. You have the EU. Donald Trump is on the verge of going to war with the EU. The EU is angry and trying to pull away from the banking system. See, the so-called white man has a debt-based society, and debt needs to perpetuate itself in order for this society to continue, and it can no longer happen because what's happening is that the central banks, which is owned by the Rothschilds and other fake Jewish families, they print money out of thin air, which is not because they hoard all the gold and silver and natural resources. So it's not backed by anything. So they print it out of thin air. All right. Then they loan it to the smaller banks for interest. And then the smaller banks loan it to the people for even a higher interest. And that is an unrighteous and very crooked system and way of doing things. And basically the people are tired of it, man. OK. And then what else are they doing? Only a madman creates technology that destroys his society, man. Esau is destroying his own society, man. His own citizens. I mean, you got automated tellers. You got driverless cars, trucks. Factory workers are being replaced with machines. The assembly lines, and and all this greed, man. So let's get a quick scripture. Let's go to the book of Job. Just before Psalms, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Job 22, 20 and 22. It's right there. And it reads, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Straits meaning suffering. And the 10 toes are breaking apart, man. The clay, the metal and the iron and miry clay is breaking apart, man. And iron and miry clay is not an intelligent thing to build a base of a structure with, man. And that's what's happening, man. The EU and America was basically iron and miry clay. Okay. So I read it again. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And so now these Edomite nations and other people who join unto them are all angry that they drank that American juice, man. I forget the name of the, I was watching a video of the brother from San Francisco. He basically brought out the fact that how America spearheaded the EU, and I forget what the name of the actual agreement was that started it all. But now these nations have followed that way, and now these nations are falling, man. And you cannot spend your way out of debt, nor tax your way out, man. All right. And America is a consumer-based society. Nothing is really made here. I mean, as the brother Yawana always brings out, your so-called glory, which isn't glory at all, old glory is made in China, man. Look on it. The USA flag, the American flag, is made in China. That is freaking ridiculous. Mass produced in China. That's where most of them are made, man. All right. The system is broke, man. It is broke. You're at the point now. You're at the POR, man. If you don't know what that means, that means a point of no return, man. All right. With that, let me get James, the 5th chapter, starting at verse 1. And it reads, go to Now, ye rich men, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eating. All right, and that's why they're starting this war on cash, man. And Europe is doing it first. And one of the main things that they're worried about is bank runs. So if you, and that will eliminate bank runs like what went, because that Brexit and then what was going on in Greece, it stabilized everything. And, and Esau tries to learn from his old mistakes, but he doesn't. So he figured, okay, well, what can we do? If we take away paper money, man, and go digital, they can't do bank runs. Then they got control, man. And so you people are going to fall for it. And all day long, every day, I'm all about, and all I see is people using all this cashless paper money, man. Using plastic money, man. Using their applications and their phones. They're falling right for it, man. Especially women. Okay? Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat up your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them have reached and entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. And not only the Israelites, but just the everyday, all the heathens are crying out as well, because they're all being wrong, man. And it wasn't a big deal when it was just the Israelites, but now the people are mad. That's why you got insurrections all over the place, man. People going against the system. Okay. Verse 5, ye have lived in pleasure on earth and been wanton, and have nourished your hearts in the day of slaughter. All right. And they have, and now they're all trying to run and hide in New Zealand, man. With those dumbs and those luxury fallout shelters and things of that nature. All right. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you, man. Okay. So you figured, man, all this is going to lead up is to more wars and more insurrection, man. With that, let's go to 2 Ezra 15. Scripture that comes out almost every week about how you won't be able to go from city to city, man, because that's coming. Yeah, 15. Verse 17. And a man shall desire to go into a city and not be able, and shall not be able. All right. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for the great tribulation. All right. And that's what went on in Mexico. Going back about 3 weeks, they had nationwide riots all over the country of Mexico. Venezuela is totally collapsed, man. They're down there eating people. They done ate all the zoo animals, eating abominable things, and now they're eating. They've eaten all their pets, and ate all the zoo animals, and they're eating people, man. Cannibalism, okay. And then you had this thing going on in Brazil, where you had a purge going on, and I think in a number of cities, I forget exactly how many, but it was totally riotous and unruliness, man, and people were dying violently, man. And that's just a small taste of what's going to happen. All right. In 2008, man, the dollar was saved. All right. By them printing this stuff. But now you have these bubbles that are so inflated, man, that when they burst, it's going to be like World War Z out there. All right. If you've never seen that movie, I highly suggest you watch it. All right. Not to mention that the so-called FBI, which is a criminal entity within itself, just raided the CDC, which I refer to as the Center of Disease Creation. So that goes to show you that Esau is totally a house divided, man. And Donald Trump, he called for that to happen, man. You can say what you want about Donald Trump, man, but that dude getting things done, man. That dude seem like he's done more he's been in office less than a month, man, and he's done more than Obama did in 2 terms, man. All Obama did was sign a bunch of crooked executive orders and laws into position. So did George Bush and Clinton before him. Okay, but it can't be saved. It can't. America cannot be saved. The dollar cannot be saved. Okay, and more than likely, this thing is going to come down totally in 2017. It's going to begin in full fruition, you know, Jacob's trouble, man. Okay. You know, and America will be the epicenter of all these issues that I'm speaking of will be right here in America, man. All right. And it is a crisis that is inevitable, unstoppable, and it's going to happen. And one last scripture, Jeremiah. Go to the book of Jeremiah. 51:9. That's Isaiah, Salakia. Jeremiah. Here we go. 51:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, and their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert, and none of them shall return in vain. So, hey, Russia, China, you know, Iran, North Korea, and a whole slew of former American allies about to shoot arrows. And these arrows are the ones that go up into space and come back down and burn with fire, man. So this place is finished, man. It's just a matter of time. So with that, I hope this was an edifying lesson. All right. And, you know, and I'd just like to say shalom to you brothers and sisters, and you few sisters out there that are actually watching. Shalom.